Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Hobby Corner. How you doing? Happy Hump Day. What's going on, you lot? Let's go. How are you doing? Welcome in. My name's Kev. This is the Hobby Corner. It is Wednesday. Normally it's a Warhammer Wednesday, but I decided that today is going to be a whatever Wednesday. A what Hammer Wednesday, because we're going to be painting something that's not Warhammer. I know, shock. So, let me know in the chat what you've been up to, how you've been since the weekend. I was very busy Monday night, so I wasn't able to, um, do a live show. We had a funeral to go to on Tuesday, which meant I had to be getting things ready and all that sort of stuff would be available the night before. But I'm here now, so it's all good. So because we did miss, because we did miss memes of the week, we will be covering that later, which would be good fun. And my goodness, is it warm in here? It's a bit warm, isn't it? But it's saying there's gonna be thunder. Oh, we'll see. I hear thunder, but there's no rain. This kind of thunder breaks walls and window panes. All right. It's okay. It was someone on the wife's side of the family. They were kind of estranged, so they weren't close. But it was still sucky for her and her family, anyways. So yeah, just had to be available and helpful and all that stuff. But anyways, let's get to hobby, shall we? Enough of that doom and gloom. But yeah, it's all part of the life cycle. You can't have life without death, otherwise life has no meaning. So with that bit of philosophy bombshell, let's see who's in the chat. Say hello. Starting off, we have got. Oh man, it's a busy night tonight, isn't it? Underhive Hero, how you doing, mate? Good to have you here. Boy, Captain Bazooka as well. How'd you do, mate? How'd you do? Yeah, hope you're all good. All two of you in the chat. That's what happens when I become inconsistent, But anyways, so I've got a little ooh. So I know it's so silly. Ooh, a little bit of excitement. So I'm not sure if you remember, I told you a couple of weeks ago, we went to South Croydon. We got a massive job lot that filled the car to the brim, right? And it was for 50 quid. It was an absolute steal. We're only halfway through the job lot, and we're still finding these amazing bargains in there for people to buy up, right? On our whatnot, on our whatnot auctioning site, right? So which is ticking over quite nicely. But they also had included, right, some photography hardware. Now, there wasn't any get my words out, man. There wasn't any cameras or anything like that, but they had 3 tripods, 2 of which can be used to mount this pole, this double-ended pole, right? Which I can stick, if you have a look, this little grabby thing that I had attached to this ring light for ages. But the problem with the ring light was it took up a lot of desk space. Okay. Now I've finally got a means of having a camera lifted away from the table, and I've got all this free space, and it's not connected to the table, so if I knock the table, it's not going to move the camera. I'm so giddy with it right now. I'm like, it's so silly, but it's It's amazing. And it also came with two studio lights, right? With the umbrella bits. You can see the reflection of it, right? So if I don't want this beam, I can have two studio lights instead with the bulbs. And then like the bulbs are not cheap themselves. That's the most expensive part of the studio light, right? And you know, I already had one, the square looking one. I'll show you. Right, that's the one I've had since year two. Yeah, my second year of doing recording and stuff, and that came in a pack of two. But the wife broke one of the bulbs, so the other one was like a write-off. But I've been using that forever, right above there. Now I've got my second studio light, and the lighting is just so much better. It's amazing. Not only that, it also means you'll be able to actually see what I'm freaking painting properly. Right? Damn son, you had to glow up or something. I trade the beanie for a backwards facing cap because wickety whack, yo. How you doing, Master Mouse? And Scott, how you doing? Hope you're well. Um, so yeah, no, I'm proper psyched because it means things are a bit more professional in my little studio. Which is nice. The bad thing is though, it's come at a weird time because in a few weeks to a month, me and the family are gonna trial a month of living with the in-laws. So when I say that, it's more like just moving in with my wife's nan for a month, and we're just gonna see if we can do it for a month with the mother-in-law being there every day, with us living in someone else's space, because we tried it years ago before we had kids. It did not go well, and we tried it with my grandparents, and that did not go very well for my wife because my grandparents are more about a routine. My wife is more chaos. So now that the kids are involved in this, and it is the reason why we're looking to do this is because if that month goes well, then we can temporarily move in, say 12 months, and then we can save up, and then hopefully be in a position financially, both with the business, or if we decide to jack in the business and do a proper 9 to 5, we'll be able to save up, steady ourselves, pay off what debts we got, and then re-establish ourselves more out in the sticks, so much further out than Wickham, because Wickham is still within the commuter belt of London, and so like the rent that we're paying right now is still a lot, and we're like, well, there's no point having one foot in, one foot out sort of thing. We're either staying in London and always going to be piss poor, or we can move further out and have more space, an actual garden for the kids, which would be nice, space for ourselves, and then see how that goes on in life. So it doesn't mean that the lives are going to stop at all. We're figuring out how it's going to work logistically as well. That's why we're doing the trial run. They have got like an old style outhouse, so like the big concrete shed, and you got like the toilet cupboard, you've got the cupboard next to it, and then you got the shed sort of cupboard. And we're thinking maybe we can change that into a studio. We just have to sort of weatherproof it a little bit, and also clear all the clutter out, because there's stuff that's been in there for 30 years untouched. Yeah, just see how it works, because it's a spacious house. It is one of those hey Jace, how you doing? It is one of those homes that was built on top of a bomb site in London. you know, like a semi-detached council house that was built on top of a bomb site where there used to be a terrace, right? And so it's, you know, it's a 3 bedroom or 2.5 bedroom house with a garden. It's ridiculously spacious for London, especially that neighborhood, and like to the point where the next door got bought from the council, and then the people proceeded to extend it sideways, upways, and backways, and they made it into, I think it was like a 7 bedroom, 3 bathroom, two uh, two lounge house, and it's like worth 1.5 mil. It's ridiculous. So, but the idea is we live there for a year, we save up, then we move out properly, and you know, having a month to sort of see if it can work is the way to do it. Because if we gave up this place and just went straight for it, and it didn't work, then you know we would be essentially homeless again, and we can't go through all that again. As for the long term fans of the show, there was a moment where we were about to be homeless, and that was pretty stressful. So yeah, I like this flat, but it does have its difficulties, you know. So it is one of those things where if we can get somewhere that's better for the kids and better for us as a family, then that's more ideal, you know. Hey Gina, how's it going? Hope you're well. We lived in my grandparents' basement for basically free right after we got married. Probably should have stayed longer than we did because we saved up a down payment while we were there. I know. I mean, like, it's one of those things, isn't it? I don't think we'd end up with a mortgage. I doubt that because the credit is shot to shit, and I've been out of employment since August, and the wife has sort of been in and out of employment since forever. So because of that, they ain't gonna touch us. But just getting a cheaper place to rent would be good, you know, with a garden, just a small 2 bedroom house, or you know, terrace or semi-detached, whatever, with a little garden. It's got some sort of transport link to the town centre, or it's near enough to the town centre you can walk. And yeah, like, of course, that's all you can really want in it. A monstrosity, Kev. It's called a monstrosity. So we're not moving, no, not. It's we are we are thinking about doing a month trial to see if we can live with my wife's nan. The caveat being that her mum is there all the time because she helps care for um, the nan. But it means, you know, all of us under one roof, all on top of each other. There's a lot of caveats to live by as well, because you got to think, her nan is, she's modern in some ways, but she's old fashioned in other ways. She's like proper Irish Catholic. You know, she has never touched even a drop of wine in her entire life. She's got some old fashioned views. She's got some new, you know, like modern views. But and then of course the mother-in-law. Well, I mean, what son-in-law gets on with their mother-in-law? You know, it's one of those things. You could always move into the outhouse studio shed, Kev. Well, I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? Could do. So yeah, if that becomes a thing, then that'll be our storage. If it's weatherproof, it can be the studio. It can be storage next to it. There are ways around it, and then that'll be a year to save. And If it's a case that um, living there proves too difficult, then you know we haven't given up on this place, so we can you know move back into this place. But we only have a month to explore that option. After that, it's going to be right, hand in the notice, get the place cleaned up for the next people to come in. Um, but also, um, if it's a case of it's working, but it's kind of not, and it's a case of I'm not, it's just me not gelling with the family. But unfortunately, my grandparents, they only live 20 minutes down the road on the A40. So I could, you know, basically stay with them, and I could see the wife and kids every day as if I was living there, you know, because, you know, they homeschool and stuff like that. So, yeah. This is pure honesty from me, by the way. You know, I think I'm a little bit too open and honest with you lot, but that's sort of where things are at the moment. So, yeah. And it's not because I haven't become a mega superstar YouTuber, commission painter, and print on demander, because that was that was never going to happen, for one, and two, it was only ever going to be a way of sort of making a side hustle, essentially. You know, like so having the time to focus on Twitch, on getting the printing thing going. To some degree, the commission paying, though, that's really taken a backseat thanks to the other half of the business. That's sort of it's not got to where I wanted it to, but it's still doing better than it should do, considering the amount of work and commitment it's received. Meanwhile, the other half of the business is doing well. So that's sort of been basically taking up most of our time. And if it keeps doing well, then, I'll be a proper self employed business. This will still be the side hustle, and I'll still be available to help with the homeschooling of the kids and all that sort of stuff. But at the same time, I'll be earning a living. Um, and if not, well, then, this is my resume. Hi, my name's Kevin, and I have years of experience as supervisor and manager of fast food restaurants. I've also got experience in managing a one-man store with Games Workshop. I have vast experience working within the infrastructure of the London Underground, which requires attention to safety regulations and details, plus extensive training and certification for safety, not just for yourself but for others. And along with that, I've also worked within the care home as a handyman and as the chef. And because of all of that, I've got extensive knowledge and experience in food, health and hygiene and safety, in the workplace safety as well. I've also got fire marshal certification, so I've always been the person to go to when it comes to emergencies and that sort of thing. And there we go. I have also got sales, and I also have presenting skills, and I also have creative arts, and I have digital experience with softwares for editing and social media. Boom. So there you go. Jack of all trades, master of none, but a master of none is better than master of one. Yeah, that's how they all say. Jack off all? No, I wouldn't. I don't think things are that bad just yet, mate. How fast was said food? It was a Subway. It was a very small franchise, and I helped them launch a third store and establish it to be a success. I increased the footfall and the repeated custom base as well. And we also built great rapport with the businesses in the local area, which meant we had more people come to us as well. So I did a good job there. Needs to DM you about the prince. Thanks. By the way, I was super good at Subway. I was like the best. Just buy a bigger car, sleep in it, eat in it, etc., etc. Yeah, but you need somewhere to park it, don't you? What does this mean? If I post stuff again, I'll be sending it to some random. Like I said, I'm not moving out yet. It's we haven't started the trial yet. It's going to take a couple of weeks to get things arranged and sorted and all that. But I'll keep you lot up to date, you know. Yes, please do. You should start a war game cafe. I would, but there's literally one in every town now. In the area, so it seems, and you know they do okay. They survive, but I think there's only been one that I know of that's actually expanded, and that's Tabletop Republic. They actually got 3 locations now, which is quite impressive. And not local to each other. They're actually quite far away from each other. So they're doing all right. Mini painting board game cafe called the Hobby Corner. I mean, if only that was original. There are actually places out there called the Hobby Corner, which is a shame. Yes, Underhive. That's why my sandwich critique is so high. And I used to make them. I was like the fast. I made them super fast, but I made them super neat as well. And like every time, like the stuff wasn't falling everywhere and all that. It was in the sandwich. It was perfectly done. Like I never put too much sauce. Everything, like it, and yeah, it was kind of ridiculous how good at that job I got. To the point where I was like, man, I got to stop doing this job. Like, when you're a manager for 3 years, and you just think there's no room for me to grow, and the wage was like dire. Like I had all the responsibility and none of the pay. Essentially, like I was basically getting paid less. I think it was like less than £1 more an hour than a regular grunt, like a regular sandwich artist, and that was manager. That was ridiculous. So that's why I gave it in. Now on OnlyFans, the Horny Corner featuring YouTube sensation Kev. You know, it wouldn't be actually. It would be very, very difficult for a guy to do an OnlyFans and it be success, like to this level of success, and ease, like that. It would be for women. Like I would just end up with all the gay dudes. And you know there isn't many of them. Whereas you know women, you can appeal to almost 50% of the population. You know, my financial income is stifled. Anyways, no. So yeah, these are all things that could happen in the near future. But I thought I'd keep you lot, you know, in the know, because if things do swap and change and the background changes all of a sudden, or if I have to miss 1 or 2 shows, you would have been prepared. So yeah, that's what things are like at the moment. So yeah, it's annoying that I've got this nice little 3D upgrade essentially, and I'm only going to be able to use it a handful of times before it's got to all get packed away. But hey, I mean, look, shall we do the face down cam? Yeah. So hang on, let's look at this. Whoa, hang on, I don't need that right now. But hey, look. Ooh, fancy. Right, so I really should take the focus off and there we go. Just gotta get the focus point right. Ooh. You can see everything. Huh? Ooh la la. You know what I really should do though? I should bring this over this way a bit more and flip the camera around. You know what? I will do that right now. I feel like... Yo. Mouse, are you okay? It is okay. I feel like it needs to be facing the other way around and it needs to move along, but it's still over my arm, so that is good. So let's just get my tools out. This is my handyman experience. As maintenance, this is it. Look, this is my my live demonstration of my skill set. I can use Allen keys. Woo! You already do that occasionally anyway, dude, but thanks for the updates all the time. Right. Yeah, I do. I mean, look, at the end of the day, without you lot, there wouldn't be a show, you know? It'd just be me talking to myself. I mean, it's not that far removed from what it actually is. But it would just be me talking to myself on my Jack Jones. But you know, you're my internet friends. Oh, internet friends. Oh, friends, internet friends. He's got internet friends. Twitch friends. Oh dear. But you know, I've always been open and honest since day one. There's no reason why I wouldn't still be. You know, a lot has happened in the last what, almost 7 years I've been doing this. You know, before it was just videos. Now it's you know, all these live streams and that. And it's been live streams for a few years now, actually. That's crazy. But yeah, if it wasn't for you lot, there wouldn't be a channel, because why would I be streaming if no one's watching? You know? Right, if I tidy that there with this clip, gotta love these clips, man, they come in so handy. Oh, is it big enough? That's what she said. It is! Yes, let's go. All right, let's see how it looks now. Hey. I'm a intro. Oh, that's so good. The only time I was ever able to do this was when I had a stand right next to me and I kept bumping it with my elbow, or when it was like one of those bendy things. This is awesome. Because now you can see everything clearly. Oh my god, that is... Let's see if this light helps though. This might just ruin it, I don't know. Oh, washout. Let's bring it back. There we go. It's that little extra warmth. Right, now I've got to paint like that. Beep, beep, beep. There we go. Hey! Online friends. Friends! Worms friends! Hey, let's go. Alright, so, what was I doing with this dude? I was gonna do his hair, wasn't I? Yeah, his hair is gonna be yellow. Not that yellow. And it was all yellow. Nasdrag, would that be the right kind of blonde? It should be. I don't know why I opened up the wet palette. I'm trying to get the hang, you know, like get yourself in a habit of doing certain things. Like if you want to increase your chance of actually using the gym, then, you know, turn up every day, even if it's just for 10-15 minutes, and then you get in the habit of turning up. If you want to get into the habit of working at your desk, go to your desk, turn the PC on or whatever, and actually sit there for a little bit. And, you know, if you don't do any work, that's fine, but you've made the conscious effort of sitting there, and then you get used to sitting there every day. That's the sort of thing you want to do, essentially. There we go. I still think that light is not doing anything helpful right now. And that's just killing the light. Ah, forget it. Go away. That's fine. It just comes up quite blue tinted on my screen. Maybe I should move this over a bit more. Ooh. There we go. I've got a jellyfish next to me now. Alright, Nasdrag yellow. Let's see. Will this make a good blonde? It should do. Okay. It's quite a dirty colour. That's for sure. Brings me some merchandise to... I'll buy stuff. Just describe my desk job. Really? I haven't got merchandise, mate. That's the thing. If you want me to print some stuff off, though, let me know. I could do that. If you want me to quickly paint up something for you, I could do that. By the way, 20th of June is the Warhammer World meetup. So if you are available on Thursday the 20th of June, we are doing a little Warhammer World meetup. It is Underhive Hero's birthday, and he wanted to do something different, so he's going over the Irish Sea, travelling over the Irish Sea from the Isle of Man all the way down to Nottingham to roll some dice with his Warhammer friends from online, which is adorable. And I'm going to be there. There's going to be a couple of other content creators who will turn up too, and then there will also be a lot of the viewers too. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good fun. I believe there's some people who are gonna actually stay over a night or two because they're traveling from quite a distance, which is phenomenal, really. Don't you have any t-shirts or hats? I mean, you can purchase them all on my Teespring website, but like, I never set the prices to make a profit on them. I just set them as low as Teespring would let me, just so people could have their own merch. Because otherwise, you know, like you're paying what 25, 30 quid for a t-shirt. I'm like, nah, man, just set it as low as possible. The hoodies, you know, like they'd be set at 40 quid. I mean, that's ridiculous. Kevdini, yep. Or do they go print on demand through the store? Yeah, it's all print on demand. I've had lots of ideas for new designs and stuff, but I haven't really penned them down, and then I've forgotten about them, which is a shame because I think there's some of the ideas are just funny. It's a shame that they've kind of just been lost forever now. Right, well, I should have focused on. You know what? I'm gonna do the teeniest, tiniest little white dot. I've got a teeny tiny paintbrush. I do. Here we go. Come here, you. What's this? This is a Pro Art Series 1. I think I only used this once. Right. And then bring back the Imperial Yellow. Yeah. Right, so let's go. So about 15 minutes, we'll crack on with the Warhammer memes that we missed on Monday. Memes of the week, and then after that, I'll get back to doing all the cool painting. Yeah, there we go. It's a little overspill on the eyes on purpose because I want to have it like an aura of glow, and then I'm gonna do that spot of white again. Now for the flame, I've been wanting to find an excuse to use this Doomfire Magenta. Such beautiful. Can you wear a top with Twitch handles, Insta, etc.? I've never done that. We've got t-shirts and hoodies with the show logo and the name. Never had the handles before though. Oh my goodness, this is such a rich color. Oh, I'm so glad I finally got a reason to use this. It's so nice. And since that's the color of the flame, I should really have the eyes match the color. Let's just tint. Tint. There we go. Right. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's better. Right. Moist, exactly, moist. Ah, buggered that up, didn't I? You should have thinned it down to a tint. That's okay, I can cover that bit. Yeah, I can cover that bit. That's not a problem. Just gotta trust the process. Trust the process. Do 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 do. Put a little bit on the palette and just water it down 50%, I think. Do. Just trust the process, Kev. Trust the process. It looks like dog shit now. It's gonna look great once you fix it. Okay. That should do. Have a look and completed it. Oh, we'll do, we'll do. So, doesn't look like much now. That's too close. Yeah, doesn't look like much now. Kind of have to build it up a little bit. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Let's see. Can I do super zoom? Too close. There you go. All right. So you're kind of getting an idea of where I'm going with it. Get some highlights in there. Then a little glaze on top of the highlights. And then, yeah, it should be all right. And then I can move on to doing the cape and the straps and the leather. and then that'll be that done. Should be all right, wouldn't it? Yeah. Right. You were saying have a looking completed it, right? Let's have a looking completed. Oops. Hey, what is everyone working on at the moment anyway? All right. Rightio. Let's have a looky. Holy crud! Holy moly, mate! That is amazing. Did you do the board? That's so cool. Took a mate with a little of my help 2 weeks to build and paint. Oh man, it's awesome. I love the has stripes on the doors as well. You painted 2 tiles. Bless you. That looks fantastic. And the uniform of colour it really ties it all together nicely. And you kept it real simple. 3 colours, that's it. Alright. 5 colours, because there's silver, gold, yellow, bronze, black. Done. Nice. Easy peasy. It looks great. It looks awesome having miniatures on it as well. That's so cool. How much Nuln Oil did you use on it though? Like how many pots? Or did you go for the cheaper option and just like mix up some? My army is half done. It's been working on this. Secret Army for Warhammer World and Iron Warriors. Ah. 4 pots. Damn. I like the weathering on there as well. You know, it just adds to it. Doesn't have to be perfect because it's terrain. You know, no one's got to look too closely at terrain, but it adds to the atmosphere. That's what I like. Joys of getting lots in mags. Ah, yeah. I can't believe it. 4 pots actually spread that far. Actually, that seems a bit too much. You know, like no, not enough. Like I would have thought maybe 8 pots. Fafnir's roll on his charge before attacks. Let's have a look. Are those all 6s? Yes, that's ridiculous. Yeah, no, that's amazing, dude. I'm so glad you shared that. That is, yeah, you get the fire, and you also get the. Ooh. I'm adding all of the ooze. There you go. Just There you go. I've charged you freaking crazy man roll. Yeah, that's crazy as hell. Anyways, should we move on to memes of the week? That's great stuff, man. Thanks for sharing it, dude. Memes of the week, memes of the week, memes of the week. Ah, fuck. We can make it if we try. There was no new memes. Oh, that was short. Let's have a look at the regular memes. I think all the memes that appeared since the last time on NSFW. Picture of the Beatles before they got really big. That's amazing. Silly things like that, right? Everyone look at me. Centaur of attention. Oh dear. Oh my days. It's so ridiculous, isn't it? How would you describe yourself? Verbally, but I've also prepared a dance. Oh boy. Yeah, and then Toaster come here with the nonsense. Oh, excuse me. And should have 7.5k points again this week, says Bill. Okay. A sea shanty version. Okay. I'm a child at heart. Silly dad jokes and stupid shit always tickles me. I know, right? Should we risk this one? Should we risk it? What was the latest one? Oh no, that was great. Yeah. Is that E.T. and Michael Jackson? The signage, and look, it is E.T. and Michael Jackson, and then on the sign it says Alien versus Predator. Oh my days. I think that says ET stands for extra testicle. I have to, because I can't zoom properly on the laptop, let me just bring it up on my phone so I can read it, what it says at the bottom of the sign. It is so, it's so dark. Hang on. Oh yeah. R.I.P. MJ. He touched generations. Yeah, ET, it says underneath ET, extra testicle. He's so dumb. Oh my god. Oh dear. Oh, you know what? We can go over the next couple because they're quite tame. Quite tame, he says. Oh dear. Here we go.
Probably your lower back hair.
I knew you were going to say
I'm
that.
sorry.
All right, well, she snores. What is your partner's least attractive feature? Probably that he's a man. I'm not gay.
Right, yeah, I'm not gay either. So us being together,
What is your partner's least attractive feature?
Probably her vagina. I'm gay, so I prefer penis.
And I don't like his penis because I'm a lesbian.
I hate your penis.
I don't like your penis. It's not the way I want to have sex. No. Well, I don't like anything about her because she's not an animal. I'm into animals.
And I am gay. I'm also a liar. I lied to you. I don't like penis. I don't like his balls.
Whose dog is that?
No.
Nothing. My sister's perfect.
I love everything about my brother.
Tigers, snakes, wombats, tigers, fish, different kinds of fish.
Oh my god. Ah. Yeah. Oh my days. Whose dog is that over there? Oh boy. Ah, there we go. We're cancelled now. Yeah. Yeah, I can paint your ceiling. Michelangelo scoffs to himself. Gonna paint you by the dudes with the dicks out. Oh god. Yeah, Bendy's good. Bendy's good. Little Doggo's been spending most of the week at the in-laws just simply because we've been there more than we've been home. So yeah, he likes that because he's got free reign of the backyard. So he likes to hop around there and bark at the slightest sound of a fox from next door. Like, he's on guard. When she asks what I bring to the table, that's just really bad, like print spacing, right? All right, one last one, yeah, one last one. Who are you, warrior? I swear that's my last one. All right, that's enough. Let's just get rid of that. Oh my days. Oh, it's good to have a laugh at silly things. Anyways. Oh my days. Literal tears from that. So, what was I saying before? Oh yeah, I'm painting this, aren't I? Trust the process. That was it. Let me just make sure everything's running smooth. Got to do my midstream health check. Why not? Might as well. What else are you going to do with it? A desk, a decent chair, and a good light. And that's all you need. The rest is just extra. Skinny chair, obviously. Why, obviously? Oh, we didn't see my follower goal of 350 followers was completed 4 days ago. Hey, that's sick. I didn't know I had so many followers. I haven't been keeping up with that. How awesome is that? Thank you very much. I'm not actually drinking tea. I'm drinking rum and cherry max right now. Yeah. Got some Kraken dark rum in there. Oh, hydrate again. Oh, don't mind if I do. 400 people will be the next target. But yeah, no, I mean, that's amazing, isn't it? Considering we still haven't hit a year since we started on Twitch. That's amazing. But then saying that, I think it's amazing that I still got 6 subscribers. So it's all good, right? Yeah, but I'm all out now. There's nothing left. I do have a bottle of cherry Pepsi Max because that's good. We like cherry Pepsi. But where are they now? I know, right? I mean, a lot of it is content creators following content creators, you know, or when you raid someone and you get the loyal viewers throwing courtesy follows, which is nice, you know, it helps the channels grow. But it does fudge with the numbers a bit because you don't have the same number of followers as you do viewers. But I mean, that's always the case anyway. Doesn't matter what platform you're on or how big a channel you are. You're always going to have a fraction of your followers or subscribers actually watching at any given moment. I did not notice the Batman reference, so yeah. You know what I mean? Not good with references. Four heroes are here. Yes, you're all excellent, amazing, beautiful people. Someone called Browsing Browser followed me. That's so cool. That's such a silly name. I love it. And then let's hop over to the YouTube studio. Just got to quickly make sure everything's running smooth on there. This may take a moment. All right. Yeah, turn that on, save, okay. And then we go to view live room control. Control room, live control room. That was what I was going to say. That's what I said. And we have one loyal we have one loyal subscriber viewing us right now on YouTube. Hello. Hello. It's a real quiet night tonight, actually, isn't it? You got 6 follows. That's sick. So yeah, we are. We are streaming live on YouTube and Twitch. I am painting miniatures, as you can see. But no, it is a really quiet night tonight. Let's see who else is on tonight, because I know Peachy is guest with Pengehammer on Instagram at the moment. I don't know if they're still. Oh no, it's finished now. But who's on Twitch at the moment? Caleb, how you doing? Hope you're well. What you up to? What you've been working on? So we got AC Minis, Marco Frisian. That's NJM. Studio J7, Brannigan Brushes. Chris Rose is on. Ah, there you go. That's half of my viewership there. Pew pew with my not even streamed and I'm gaining traction. There you go. Epic Duck Studios is on. Micaganius is on. The Winniest. Spoodly Doodler. Ryborg, and Pointless Alibi is on as well. So lots of people streaming at the moment now I follow. So of course, there's a lot of crossover on the viewership, isn't it? Raid Chris. I'm not going to raid Chris because I'm still live. Are you saying I should finish my show right now? That is rude. I'm still painting. Didn't you know? Right. Oh yeah, I'll raid him this time. I don't think I've raided him for a while actually. So, yeah, let's get to painting, shall we? So, trust the process, Kev. That's what I'm telling myself right now. So what I need to do is, I need to put in some highlights. It does look like that's not like a solid flame, that's a crystal, doesn't it? Anyway, we're going to paint it like it is a solid bit of flame. Right, so yeah, I think it is just to paint the cloak essentially. All right, you pop in there. Now, where's the not Black Templar, not Leviathan? Hey, where's the Black Legion? There we go. I am Groot. It is Crootivation, does it? Sad me, unable to fit my hand into the Pringles can and retrieve the delicious chip. Just tip it, man. Just tip it. Get a bowl. Fill the bowl up. I mean, it's such a Homer Simpson thing to say, really. go. Just pour them into your mush. It needs some painting motivated. If you mess up, then your wife will destroy your favorite necro mini. Lovingly, of course. American chips, not British chips. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know what Pringles are. Just turn the tube upside down. Also, it fascinates me how Americans came to calling them potato chips. Like, chips were a thing before potato chips were a thing, right? So why on earth, how on earth did they end up calling potato chips in the first place? I don't know. That is a rabbit hole I've put off for far too long, I think. Let's make sure there's no bubbles, because when the bubbles pop, you always end up with like a little dot here and there where the contrast didn't stay. There was a bubble. I know that you know I was telling the other person, or turn your head upside down and let's see what happens. Jeez. You were telling the other person, were you? Or you have to forgive him, he is from a backward society. On an island in between the British Isles and Ireland. It's called the Isle of Man. It actually has the oldest parliament. And that's pretty much all it's famous for. Also, no one knows if they are part of Britain or the UK or what their deal is, or if they're just a neighbour. Who knows? It's a mystery even to them, but they're just there. I don't know why they're called chips, but aren't fries a better name? British chips, since you fry them. You call them French fries. Fries is just short for French fries, which is weird because, again, why are they called French fries? The iPad Kid, how you doing? Welcome back. Hope you're well. Oh man, it's this guy again. Hi, Gav. We were ruled over by the British monarchy. We have British passports. Okay. But not part of the UK. If they aren't a part of Britain, can we make them an American state? I mean, tell me where America doesn't have, like, a base. Apart from China and Russia, where do they not have a base? Oh, and Iran. The Americas are everywhere. Because some therefore went with the French pommes frites for chips, and they used the English translation fried potatoes, but still called them French fries, leaving out the assumed potato. And because that's just what Americans do. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, I know you have your own government and laws and stuff. I just said how you had like the oldest parliament in the world. I haven't been here in a million light years. That's a measure of distance, not time, but okay. And I'm, well, a bit sunburnt because that Mexican ball of death in the sky for good. Oh, it's good. It's good to have you back. I hope the sunburn clears up soon. It's not fun having sunburn, is it? Because your skin feels hot and tight and sore. It's bloody horrible. Bloody horrible. Right. Okay, that'll do. Just make sure there's no... there's always a little bit, isn't there? Like I said, great thing about this colour though is the intensity in which the pigment takes hold. It's lovely. And because of that, if there are any mistakes on the area that you're actually painting, it's very hard to see the tide marks left behind. Nice. Oh, we're having a debate in the chat now. I'm going to come back like a baked cookie. Who knows? Nice. Everything is shipped in or piped in from the mainland. Who are you talking to about oil? Oh, I haven't gone back. Sorry, but I claim this tiny country from America. Knock off of the oil. I get you now. Yeah, you can get all the chip pan oil from them, from the deep fryers and all that. Tell you this: Hawaii was an island with its own form of government before becoming a part of us. So what's stopping us calling you the 51st state? Well, yeah. Sure. Have you seen? That reminds me of that. What's it? What are they called? Peel and Thingy. The skit where like they're like an African nation that's like, you know, they in desperate need of help, right? And they're like, please, you know, we're struggling, you know, the non-stop war from the terrorists and you know, the famine and all this help and everything. And they're like, and the American official's like, yeah, no, I'm sorry, Bill. There's just nothing we can do to help you. And then they go, you know, we have oil. And he goes, you have what now? Got oil. He hits right onto the satellite phone. Echo Black. Project Eagle. In for a go. Welcome to democracy. Shakes the guy's hand and you see all like the helicopters coming in. Key and Peele, that's it. Ah, man, that's the best, right? We deliver freedom to you. You soon want to give it back if you see it. So has himself. How you doing? Welcome to the chat. Hope you're good. I mean, to be fair though, healthcare isn't free. It's unless it's an emergency over here. If you need any procedures that are non-emergency, you got to pay. Prescriptions, they are heavily subsidized by the National Health Service, but you still got to pay. The only time it's free is if you get like a special exemption, like, you know, you know, if you get like disability allowance, whatever, and then yeah, you still pay it through your national insurance, which is like another form of tax. So we pay our income tax, and then you pay into the national insurance, which is supposed to help fund the NHS. And then that's not where the taxes stop, because then you got your council tax, which is, you know, tax you pay to the local borough. And that all depends on what kind of place you live in. That depends on how much you pay. And then you got road tax for if you're driving. That goes to the DVLA. Because apparently they need money to look after the roads, but they don't keep an eye on the roads enough because they're always full of potholes. And then you're taxed about 20% on most items that you buy in the shop as well through VAT. So yeah, we get taxed a lot, so nothing's free because we pay for it eventually. It's just a case of, in America, you guys get taxed as well, but not as much. And like, for example, healthcare, you pay for insurance instead. That's basically like if I was to pay national insurance. It kind of works out like that. So yeah, you also pay into a national pension fund as well from your wages. So I don't know, nothing's free. We all pay for it one way or another. As I would say, that the two main political alternatives in America are no good for anyone. Full stop. Everything they said about the one you mentioned ended up not being true for him, but ended up being true for the one who was doing the accusing. So that says a lot. So both of them need to just step back and just let young fresh blood get into office. At least America has seasons, not just fog. I don't know. There's some places that don't have seasons in America, like Arizona. It's just hot or cold. That's it. There's no seasons. It's hot in the day. It's freezing in the night. And where's the seasons there? And you got to think every state is basically a country. Yeah, it's just, you know, it has, and a lot of those states are bigger than a lot of countries, so they have a variety of climates within them. So it's, you can't really say, you know, in the USA we have this and then it be true for the entirety of the USA, because that's a big chunk of that continent. And it varies from state to state easily. I don't know a lot about America, but I know enough to chat shit. Through tax, etc. So people eventually pay for it all in the long run. Yeah, that's what I was saying. No one's ever lost their house to pay for insulin in the UK, to be more specific. No, but you do end up losing your house to pay for care when you're a pensioner and you go into care homes. You basically have to give up your home, because that money will pay for it, and then you'll still end up, if you live long enough, you'll end up in debt. So and then passing that debt on to your loved ones, if you have any. Fresh Blood years ago with Tony Blair, but he was and still is a fucking toss. Yeah, that's true. Roggers who send young men to die, homeless whores, then high-five each other for voting down voting self-care initiatives. True, but then you also got to remember, no, during Trump's term, no new wars were started. Okay, but Obama started new wars, and Biden basically started 2 more wars and is on his way to starting a 3rd. So, you know, you can't generalize, because there is a lot of tropes that may have been true at one point about certain political parties, but everything's topsy-turvy, and in the last 10 years especially, all those preconceptions have really sort of swapped around a lot. So, you know, the Republicans were always seen as the ones who were like, yeah, let's vote for war, and the Democrats, no, we're peaceful. But their last 2 presidential successors ended up being more into starting wars than ending them, whereas the Republican one didn't start any more conflicts and actually went out of his way to try and make peace, which he got ridiculed for, actually, which I thought was strange. He went to North Korea to settle things there because of the tensions, because they wanted to test nuclear bombs, and then he went to Russia and calmed things down there, and managed to delay any additional military advancement from Russia into Ukraine for years. And then, you know, the next president came in, we're 2.5 conflicts in, you know. I'm not invested in any candidate. I'm not invested in any political party. It's a completely different country. It's a different culture. It's a different climate. And I think it's silly for anyone to really say, you know, that, you know, from the UK, that, to act like we know what's going on, because we don't. We don't know, because every state is different. East to west, north to south. Every state is different. The people are different, the culture is different. And inside each state, you have your own microcosms as well. Just like over here, right? In England. England is split up into many different areas with different people who think differently and act differently, live differently, right? So you can't generalize what someone in Cambridge thinks to the whole of England, because you'll be wrong. And that's the same for people in any state of America. So the way I see it is, people just vote for what they think is the best of a bad situation at the end of the day. And it shouldn't really be like that. It should be a case where you should be able to vote more meaningfully, you know? And it's the same over here. It's very much turning into a presidential race rather than a premiership, like a prime ministerial, because prime minister means first of equals, right? Is a minister of other members of the parliament. He should be, just basically the representative for the party. But people have gotten into this idea of like a presidential way of voting. Instead of voting for the people that represent your area and your interests best, they're voting for the political party instead. And it shouldn't be like that. I've moved to different places. I've lived all over the southeast. And each time I've voted for a different political party based on the local representatives, because some have been good and actually been doing their job and representing and bringing key things to parliament and pushing for them and actually making changes on the local scale, and some haven't. They've just been riding the political divide and playing off of that to keep themselves in office locally. So I think a lot of people, when they go to vote, and especially with like the London mayor vote coming right up, you need to vote for the best candidate for you. You need to vote for the one that has the values that you have kinship to. You can't just vote because they're this party or that party, because that's just damaging in the long run. They're not interested in the way you align politically. They're just interested in getting in power and doing whatever they want to do, essentially. So use people's track records, see what they've done, see what they promised to do, see if it matches up. Thanks for the hydrate. And if there's someone who's promised things and then they've done everything they can to make those things happen in the past, they're going to be more trustworthy to put into a position of power than someone who's made promises and then gone back on all of them. So there you go. That's my thoughts on the whole voting thing. Also, American politicians need to stop saying we're a democracy. You're not a democracy. You're a republic, a constitutional republic. So, yeah. Anyways, I wasn't ignoring all your comments, by the way. Let's just say, I'm back. You lot. Shit gets done priority. I mean, that's the same over here. You can pay for private healthcare over here. There are schemes that are like as little as £5 a month, £10 a month, something like that, and you get like a free. You can claim back on like a free dental appointment every year and a quick checkup sort of thing, you know, like all things like that, and then it scales. Order a pizza and offer them 10 grand for it. See watch how quickly it gets delivered. My dad went into a home, they take his money, then his house and mine because he owns it all. Yeah, a person claiming benefits sitting on is put in care gets paid for by the taxpayer. That is true, but they have there is some like as someone who's worked in a care home, I've seen the difference between someone who's had to sell their property, because you know that is basically the law. You have to sell your property when you go into care. And they are looked after a lot better than the social ones, because you know they're actually paying, so they get a better room, they get better care. They are, you know, they have their own allowance and everything like that. But if you are in from social care, you don't really have an allowance. Everything, because you know everything is like bare minimum paid for, and care homes, they have a legal obligation to take X amount in, but that's it. They won't take more in unless they're super dire for clients, because there's no money in it. You break even, and that's at the best possible outcome. So yeah, but that whole system needs redoing, because it is broken as hell, and it shouldn't be like that. It is a racket. It really is a racket. Right now, the way everything works out, if you are a pensioner and you own your own property and you have savings and you have shares and you thought you've done everything right and you've got a will set up so that the money goes to family and everything like that, you're going to get wrecked by inheritance tax. Everything's going to get basically 50-60% gone like that. Doesn't matter how you've done it, because they changed the law so many times over the last 15 years that essentially, unless you know your way around the laws, you're always going to end up out of pocket, and then your loved ones aren't going to get that much. So the best thing you can do right now, obviously you can't sell your home because you live in it, but all of your assets, get rid of them and pass on that money that you've been holding on to, pass it on to your relatives now before you kick the bucket, because that's it. It's a gift. And I believe there's an X amount every month you can give to someone as a gift, a cash gift, that they don't have to pay any tax on. Do it like that every month to all your loved ones until, you know, you either run out or, you know, until whatever happens, and they would have got the inheritance without the tax man getting a big grab on it first. Because, you know, it's all going to get taxed at the end, because you're going to end up spending it on things, you know, whatever. So that is literally the way around it. Or put things into trust funds, because the taxman can't touch a trust fund. But the problem is you have to set up a trust fund for someone who's under the age of 18, and they can't get access to it until they're 18. So it's yeah, it's a minefield, a legal minefield. Why don't we change the subject? We went from a fun conversation about 51st day. Wait, what was that? Why don't we all attack something together, like how Space Marines can now have custodian girlfriends? Oh my god. What's the green thing your paint bottle is in? Oh, so this is a cool little thing. It's 3D printed. It was designed and printed and sent to me by a guy called Garfi. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's had his stuff put in the White Dwarf a few times. He does paint guides and he does fantastic scenic shots of the miniatures that he paints. He's just a fantastic photographer. But he did the paint handle, which is called Get a Grip, and he did this little pot thing for shades and contrast paints, and it's called Have a Puck, because it looks like a puck, and it's just a play on words, you know, like, so yeah, it's really handy. No chance of knocking things over. So check him out. He's got a link to his own eBay shop. You can still buy them. The only war worth fighting is the class war. It's not so much the class war, is it? It's more about the war against the institutions, the private interests. That's the ones we want to tackle, because right now there's less and less meaningful competition and more conglomerates and monopolies than ever before, and the distance in the wealth is ridiculous, that's for sure. Unless you're loaded, there's a cap on what they can take. It's true, but they still take a good chunk. It's a good looking 3D print. I mean, it's from a FDM printer, so it's got the layer lines on it. But I mean, it doesn't need to be perfect condition. Like, it doesn't need to be smooth or anything, because it is literally just to do that. The same with this. I find that the layer lines actually add grip to it, and I like these little spots. Sometimes you find your finger just naturally, see, down there, so it just increases the grip. And it comes with these little, it has different sizes. It's got, like, you get two of the same, and you can clamp down, or you can remove the finger rest and open it up. You've got cork inside, see? So, and this just clamps it down so the bits don't pop out, and you can just swivel it around where you need to. And this is the larger one. The regular one is about that big, but I've got big hands, so I need it. I need the larger one. Which are run and owned by the upper class, mate. There's no such thing as an upper class or a middle class anymore. You just got, like, people who live paycheck to paycheck, people who happen to have spare financial, they have spare money, right? And then you have those who benefit from those conglomerates and monopolies and politicians. Oh, there you go. Now, it says he proposed the changes. Did those changes go through? Okay, so what I wanted to do was get some highlights in there. Because right now, the problem with the contrast is it's doing the reverse of what a flame should do. It's richer in the recesses and it's brighter on the outside. I need to reverse that. Also need to do some highlight work, and I'm just doing this so that I can go back over with another gloss and there'll be that little extra depth there. And then I'm going to water the stone. Right, so reverse highlighting. So I'm going for the recesses. Because of course that should be brighter. Because of course the flame cools on the outside. Nothing wrong with reverse flames though, if you want to go for like a reverse magical flame look. That's pretty cool. But trying to get this right. So wherever the pigment fell the heaviest, that's what I'm shading right now. Not shading, blocking out with some heavily watered down white paint. But anyway, as I was saying before, just to wrap up that subject, party affiliations are ridiculous. You shouldn't vote because of a political party. You should vote for whoever represents your local constituents the best, and whoever represents their interest the best, because they're going to keep fighting for that, and that's going to influence the party's politics more than you voting just for a political candidate because you want someone to be the head of state. If everyone went back to voting like that, I think it might do something to change the nature of our politics now, because right now it is just a tribalism sort of thing, you know. I'm only voting for this person because of this. Only vote red, only vote blue, blah blah blah. It's not worked. It's not worked for a long time. And everyone needs to go back to voting for your local representative, not for the Prime Minister or the President. If you can do that, I mean, I'm only talking to a few people right now, so. But I mean, like, if you can do that, that will go more towards making a change than anything else. And I would say always keep a critical eye of all politicians, no matter what their political party is, because at the end of the day, actions speak louder than words when it comes to politics. And you can predict a lot of how someone's gonna be based on their political history rather than, you know, what party they're for. And that's it. That's all I've got left to say on it, really. Now back to your regular scheduled program. I think I should do. And then just like just add that little glint right where the highlights were. Right, now, let's glaze. Alright, what did I miss? I'm just going to skip over that stuff and get straight to the hobby stuff, if you don't mind. What if Gilliman hasn't come back yet and Dante got schizophrenia and nobody has the will to tell him, so they pretend that Gilliman is there? That's a very big stretch, considering that would mean that the whole story is coming from Dante's perspective, and he wasn't there for the Blight Wars, he wasn't there for the resurrection, he wasn't there for a lot of things. He was still in his own sector doing his own thing and defending his home planet from being eaten. Count Pinface. So what they can do is they can sell the home to you for like £1, and then put the home in your name, and then there you go. they got nothing to take because it wasn't theirs. I don't know if if you can actually do that, but you should look into it. See if you can do like a fudge sale, that sort of thing. Could be a way around it. Right, so I'm thinning down this Doomfire Magenta again into a glaze. There we go. Just push the pigment about. And I'm just going over all those bits that are highlighted. And then that should be a very lightly highlighted highlight. No, sorry, a very lightly coloured in highlight on the armour bits as well. So it looked a bit brighter, but it's not. Completely coloured in, you know what I mean? It's just glazed. And I'm going to do my best to stop this from pooling, because I know it's contrast, it wants to pool, but I've thinned it down with water. That sort of breaks the way contrast is supposed to work. It breaks the way the formula binds itself and does that weird surface tension nonsense that we love. So I'm just trying to glaze with it. And hopefully that'll work. We would like to try those Fleur paints as well. They look really cool. And that artist on Instagram, El Miniaturista, he does amazing OSL work with the Fleur paints. Like absolutely stunning. Ah, it's working. It's working. And then what I'm doing now is called wicking, okay? That's the technical term. It means you're moving the majority of the moisture away from the bit that you're painting. And then, you know, you just wipe it away. Right, let's keep that consistent. Let's get that. There we go. I just make contrast paints do its reverse. Yeah. There you go. Little old me in the hobby corner broke contrast paints. How dare he? Richard Gray, eat your art out. So let me know in the chat as well. Do you think this new setup works better? Do you think this camera angle works well? It does take up a bit more space having that rig, but I mean, I think it works. Right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix a little bit of white, a little bit of that magenta, water it down. Let's just move it so you can see it. So I put a little bit of that Doom 5 magenta with the white, water it right down. Got a bit of water on the fur there, the one that just randomly dripping. And then we're going to go deep in. There we go. And that helps smoothen out that brighter center. Yeah. You would know I wasn't a trained professional. I'm just that good. Acting like I know what I'm talking about. Hell yeah. There we go. Camera angle looks fine. Cool. That's what I like. Right, so let's have a look, see. I need to find the golden range. There you go. Not bad. And you saw me do that live, so now you can replicate it, yeah? Shouldn't be too hard. Basically, ignore whatever color you paint on the areas, because you're painting right back over it anyway. Do reverse highlight on the flame, so always brighter on the inside, darker on the outside. If you want to add a little black to it for soot, cool. And then for the OSL, you want to have the highlight done the traditional way, so they're completely opposite to how the flame is done. But what you want to do is, instead of doing a complete, like for example, complete edge highlight, you just do like a spot on the, like if it's a reflective surface, you just do a little spot, a singular dot along that bit to show that point where the main light source is reflecting off of. That's what I've done on each of these little surfaces. I've done a little dot of that there. You can just see it there and there. So let me point with the brush, because so here, along the blades there and along the bits here, I did a little dot on each one, so that that's the bright point at which this light is reflected from, and then you have the ambient light around it. So it's kind of hard to see because my camera isn't that great. But, strange looking Necron. Maybe do a bit of exercise all around. I need to get some more exercise. Just gonna do some bag work, 10 2-minute rounds. Nice. Any shadow boxing as well from you? Right, now, oh, I don't know why I did that again. I keep doing that. Put that like that. Right, now I need to do a highlight. A highlight on that brown. I used Cygor brown, didn't I? So, let's see what we could do with it. So, let's put a dot of that there. Let's get some of that white. I need it a little bit more. I'm giving this Pro Acryl Bold Titanium White a try. See how it does. So, just a little bit of that. It's a bit too light. And a bit darker. That's better. That is the colour I need right there. Did I do too good a job of doing the highlight? I'm actually matching the bloody highlight from the contrast effect. Wow, okay. Great. That doesn't help what I'm trying to do right now. Okay, there we go. When you mix contrast with acrylics, it does have a weird effect on the miniature. It doesn't know quite what to do. Doesn't know if it needs to spread out or stick together. Yeah, it just looks like I'm colouring in the highlight. That's already there. That's amazing. Okay, so it needs to be lighter. There we go. Much more dramatic. Oh, I was doing that anyway. Okay. Smoothing this out a lot. Should have left this as it was. It looked really good before. Trust the process, Kev. Come on, you haven't failed it before. It will look fine in the end, Kev. And then glaze. That's what we're gonna do. So thin that down and go back over it with the Cygor brown, but thin down. Stole the scheme robots and a cheese, put the photo on the deck or drop pot wall and ate the cheese. What the heck are you lot saying? Did I have to scroll back up now? Oh, see you, Caleb. Sorry to see you pop it off, but have a good one, mate. I started talking about space. Okay. I mean, I don't use TikTok, so cool. But I believe though that everyone has the obligation to do their own research and not just follow everything that you hear on social media or even the news, believe it or not, because as we've seen time and time again, the news is not impartial. The news follows what they're told to follow. And it's usually with people who have more, you know, their own private interests. Like, you know, for example, have a look at all of the news channels and tell me one that isn't sponsored by a pharmaceutical drug of some kind. Which means that whatever they report on, it's going to be favorable for pharmaceutical companies, right? They're not going to scrutinize the people that are literally paying their bills. Also, does anyone remember a time when people who were sort of left-wing inclined politically used to be super wary against pharmaceutical companies because they had an appalling track record, and rightly so. And then when everything went to shit, almost overnight everything changed, right? That was quite weird to live through, and I think a lot of people have forgotten that, how tribal it became. And there were even people who were like saying, I'm team this company and I'm team that company. That was very odd. It was a weird time for a lot of people. And I think a lot of the fear-mongering and the exploitation of the general population really damaged a lot of people, and we're still paying for it, and the facts of the matter are still coming out. I mean, did you see the court case in America where they went to get the information from the vaccine trials from AstraZeneca, or was it from Pfizer, right? And I think it was almost every single page, and I think it was a lot of pages, but almost every single page of the document was redacted. Now, you can call me a conspiracy theorist all you like, right? But if there was nothing to hide, and if everything was kosher, and if everything was good, surely everything wouldn't be redacted, right? Except the words the and a. You know what I mean? So it's weird times we live in. Exceptionally weird times. Right, let's see if this light will help me. Come on. Oh, it is now. Okay, that works. I think another highlighting glaze on the pantaloons, and then sort out the cape. It'll be just base work then. Yeah. Hang on, I know a way to make it look better. Put it further away. Put it so close to the camera, you fool. There we go. There we go. It's pretty cool. Not finished, on its way to get in there, but I'm happy with it, right? Bosh. There we go. Alright. Now we should see. Oh, well, the camera died on me. We should see who we can raid. Yeah? I think so. Right. Who's on at the moment? Is Dave Rose still on? Chris Rose, not Dave Rose. Why did I say Dave Rose? Oh my god. Chris Rose isn't on. Oh, okay. Oh, I know who I should raid. Pointless alibi. Let's do it. Give him another extra boost. Everyone is Dave. Yeah, basically. Hello, Dave. My name's Rodney. What? It's Rodney. You always keep calling me Dave. That's because your name's Dave. Oh no, I thought Rodney was your nickname. Or was it something like that? It was so dumb. Alright. Here we go. Right, we're going to raid in to Pointless Alibi. Yeah, it has flown, hasn't it? But thanks everyone for being here. I appreciate you. Big loves to all of you. Big loves to the supporters as well. These beautiful people on Buy Me a Coffee and on YouTube. You're awesome, wonderful folk. I love you all. We are about to raid into another channel. So for YouTube, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. Big loves to you. And like, share, subscribe, leave a comment.